Hi teachers, this is just a quick video to help you manage your student management page in RAZZPlus. So when you first log into RAZZPlus, it will likely take you to this as your home page. And to get to the RAZZPlus program, you would go up to the top menu bar and click on RAZZPlus, and it'll highlight in pink. You can click on it and it will take you there. But let's go ahead and walk through the student management page. So you're going to notice under your My Classroom, you're going to have these options here. When you click on it, it's going to show your class roster. I'm in a demo account, so yes, there are students named Catfish and Coconut Head because people have added different names to this demo account. So just wanted to share that. You also have over your main bar, you have the option to look at some reports, and I'll go ahead and click on that so you can see what types of reports are available. You can set the filters up here to specific dates. You can look at individual students or all your students, so you can definitely play around with these filters, but you'll have information such as how many stories students have listened to, they've read, how many quizzes they've taken, so just kind of an overall usage of the program here across the top. So that's how you would do that to get to the reports. And then there is the assignments tab. Now the assignments tab is where you would go to check students' work. So in assignments, you would have RAZZPlus, and you have these other options here will not be showing because they're not on one of our district purchases. So you'll just have the RAZZPlus option. You can view by student or you can view by assignment. So this will help you to be able to see what students have completed. And the last one across your main bar at the top is the in basket. And this is where you would go to hear any audio recordings. So RAZZPlus does have some included running record kind of benchmark options for students to record themselves reading different passages. And this is where you would go to access that information to the in basket, specifically for recordings. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on My Classroom and class roster. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like. And here's what you'll notice. You'll have two columns on yours when you log in. You'll have the general column and you'll have the RAZZPlus column. So on the general side, it'll have a list of your students on the left. It will show you if the student is part of another classroom. That information will be here. Their password will show up, what groups. So if you want to create some reading groups here, I'll show you how to do that. It will roster right there, whether or not you want the incentives turned on or off, and then the student portal. So I'm going to start at this end. The student portal is your option to be able to select whether you want the primary portal or whether you want the intermediate portal. So primary, of course, is going to have a different interface. It's going to be showing like more cartoony type of characters, a little bit easier. It has little icons for the kids to click. And the intermediate one has a little bit more text on that side. So it doesn't change the resources that are housed for students, but it does change the interface and what it looks like. So you can decide which one you want. For incentives, they can basically, as students earn stars, as they complete activities, they get to earn stars. And with these stars, they're able to purchase items, kind of like their, video gaming sites that they go on to. They can purchase them from the Raz Rocket or an avatar builder using their stars. And it doesn't take away how many stars they've earned on the teacher side, but for the students, it's an incentive for them to work harder in the program. So you can turn that on or off. And then again, groups over here is for if you have some a reading group that you want to assign them to, and their password can be a text password or an icon password or two icons like you see here. So if you want to edit any of the information on this general tab, you would simply click the student's name that you want to edit and click on the pencil to edit. So this student has one icon, the fish, as their password. So if I wanted to change it, I can simply add a different one. So now there's two, or I can change it up here to be a text password. Also, I can assign them to a different reading group. So you can see, again, I'm on a demo account, so there are lots of different groups I can pick from because so many people have added. But maybe I want to add a group here and I want to call it Emergent. So I can add that group, and you'll see because I added it while I'm in editing here, this student is part of Emergent and Jaguars. I'm going to take them out of Jaguars and just leave them in Emergent. And now it will show up there. And I'm going to go ahead and just leave them back with their one icon fish there, save student information. And when I go back to my main screen, I can see this was his password. He's now part of the emergent group. So those changes were made. On the second tab for RAZZPlus, now you have a couple of decisions to make, I guess. So the level up assignment here is a way for students to basically level up with their work. So what it does is it provides them with books that is at their level. So you can see these students, such as Addison. When I look at Addison here, he's a level V. So I can easily go in here and change Addison to be a level W. So this is how you can change their reading level. And your iStation data hopefully will help you to do that if you're utilizing the reading guide in iStation using their ISIP score. So that might give you a great starting point. And what it will provide for the students is they'll have about 18 books that they can read and listen to and even take quizzes. And you have the option to turn that feature on or off for your students. But they have access to all these books they can read at their independent level. And once they complete the tasks for each of those books, then they can level up, if you will, to the next reading level. So that's kind of what this leveling up feature is. And then over here is the reading room. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the edit option here. I'm going to do, let me go ahead and just use all of our students. So let's go ahead and edit this. So I'm going to go to customize. And you can see here, it gives me the option to decide what levels of books I want my students in my class to read. So I can leave it at the default of 2 levels below and 1 level above. Maybe you don't want them to have any levels above. Maybe you want them to have, 3 levels below. Or you can even just set a lock. So you can click groups of students at a time. And let's say they're a level J. Maybe you want them to have HIJK. I don't know. And so this would lock their books at H to K. So the reading room is really a place where students can go to read for pleasure. So just keeping that in mind, they have access to many, many books in the reading room. And this is where you can just decide what types of books do you want them, what level, of books do you want them to have access to. So when you scroll down, you're going to notice all the different types of books that are available. And again, RAZZPlus does know to filter these books by these levels here. So if I have this fiction series, if I have everything checked, it's only going to pull from these fiction series the books that are at those levels I've designated. Now, if I'm in a unit of study that maybe is a literature unit, maybe I want to uncheck the nonfiction series. That's something you can absolutely do. Now, these packs and packages are great, but just keep in mind, this is something you can also assign on the side. And students, if you have it checked here in the reading room, they can go in there and do the same ones over and over again, and then they can just kind of rack up their stars or their points. And so, the recommendation might be to turn these off, because if it is something you want to use, you can always assign it in a different context. So you'll see all the different options here that you can decide to turn on or off. And once you make your decisions, you can just save that information. Okay, so it'll give you a little notice for that. Okay, so now all of my reading room is turned on for every student in my class, and I have their levels here. So these are how you can edit the information that's available on the student management side of RAZZPlus. Thank you.